Tonight, more cases of coronavirus pop up in Minnesota and Wisconsin as both states' governors take more action to help curb the spread.
A wild day nationally as stocks take a nosedive not seen in 3 decades, and sports nationwide get suspended and travel restricted.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Baki.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. All the stops are being pulled out to stop the spread of the coronavirus in the United States.
From all major sports being suspended to a plummeting stock market, there's no shortage of impacts the virus has had on the country.
Starting locally, 2 more cases have been confirmed in Wisconsin, bringing the total to 8. All of those are in the eastern portion of the state. In Minnesota, there are now 9 confirmed cases. Most are in the Twin Cities and further south, with 1 case being confirmed near St. Cloud today. In Michigan, a total of 12 cases have been confirmed, none in the UP. Of the 1,600 patients nationwide, 41 people have died, with more than 127,000 cases and 4,700 deaths worldwide. More than 68,000 people have recovered. As the virus spreads, fears on Wall Street are approaching all-time highs, with the Dow taking a hit not seen in nearly 33 years.
Yeah, the Dow plummeted, losing 2,300 points, nearly 10%. The S&P 500 fell 9.5%. The Nasdaq about the same. Jill Schlesinger has more on a brutal day for investors.
The anxiety was on traders' faces all day, triggered by investor fear that the government hasn't done enough.
The latest slide began last night after the president's address to the nation. Futures plummeted, and the fall continued through the opening bell. Stocks dropped by more than 7%, forcing a 15-minute halt in trading for the second time this week.
Today, is definitely the worst day we've seen.
Without details of a recovery plan from Washington, traders bailed. Hardest hit, energy companies, airlines, and cruise operators like Carnival, which was down more than 30% today. The Federal Reserve tried to blunt the pressure by announcing more than $1.5 trillion in funding to help businesses operate smoothly.
The economy, by a technical measure, will just barely skirt recession, so we'll avoid it. But over the next 4 to 6 months, it's sure going to feel like a recession.
It's been a staggering 3 weeks. The Dow went from a record high in February to a bear market in just 19 days. That's the fastest slide since 1931.
Although coronavirus has not arrived in the Duluth area, the small business community is doing what they can to prepare. The Greater Downtown Council focuses on promotion of Duluth's downtown area. As coronavirus concerns continue to grow, they're discussing ways to be prepared. Christy Stokes, president of the GDC, says they are seeing changes in how people operate day to day. For example, holding meetings over the phone instead of in person. As things develop, she hopes everyone continues taking necessary precautions and continues having conversations.
This is something that is impacting us far and wide just in making preparations. Again, we're fortunate it's not in our community, but it's just really important that we're all prepared for it.
Stokes added the International Downtown Association is hosting a conference call tomorrow for leaders across the country to discuss how other communities are responding to the virus.
Meanwhile, gas prices in the Twin Ports are dropping. A week ago today, the average price at the pump was $2.34 a gallon. Today, that's down to $2.27. One of the lowest prices we've come across was $1.99 a gallon in Cloquet. According to AAA, this is a trend we can expect to continue. At $2.38, AAA says the national gas price average has not been this cheap since last February. And while it may be nice for drivers, it poses a big concern for the economy.
All right, Dave's here with weather. Dave, some rain today. We're going to keep seeing that?
You know, I think we might have a little chance for a little more rain here as the night goes on, especially on the Wisconsin side of life.
Okay.
In Minnesota, the chances lesser, the better chances for a clearing sky as high pressure takes over. So today's gray sky and the rain showers, and it mostly was rain, and anywhere from about 1/10 of an inch in some towns in Minnesota to a 1/2 inch towards Guile. The snow king was the rain king today. Well, that low is departing. Still a little bit of precip in its wake, yes, but that higher pressure system from the west advancing should mean sunshine for our Friday. So the forecast here, The day planner calls for a partly sunny start perhaps in the Twin Ports, but a mostly sunny finish. We start at 18 above, finish at 28, which isn't bad, but it is about 5 degrees cooler than normal. So the warm spell's gone for a while. Will it be gone for the weekend? Let's take a look at that 7-day forecast together in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Local health experts say there are a lot of cases of flu in the Northland and people are actively transmitting it to others. So far, there are not any confirmed cases of the coronavirus here.
One Twin Ports doctor says when it comes to telling them apart, there's one thing to know. CBS 3's Bonnie Bowman reports.
The flu versus coronavirus. St. Luke's infectious disease physician Dr. Andrew Thompson says they're both respiratory infections, which means telling them apart is a challenge.
It's very hard to tell, and usually when we consider someone for testing, we'll test them for both, because right now we're trying to sort out who has what and if COVID-19 arrives in our community, when that is.
Dr. Thompson says the infections have similar symptoms: cough, fever, and shortness of breath. One big difference, flu symptoms hit quickly, while coronavirus symptoms have a slower onset and a longer incubation period. Thompson says coronavirus also appears to be 10 times more deadly. He says if you start to feel sick, call your doctor. Don't just expect to be tested.
There's currently not testing available for the larger community. You can't just show up at a clinic or an ER and ask for a test. We're busy enough as it is, so please don't come get tested. It's not a retail operation.
Thompson says the latest research shows coronavirus can live on hard surfaces for a few hours to maybe a few days. He says it can be easily killed with common household cleaners, so regularly wipe down things you touch often, like doorknobs and handles, to protect yourself and your family. Well, leaders on both sides of the bridge are taking extra precautions to respond to an outbreak. In Wisconsin, Governor Tony Evers declared a public health emergency in the state. The move allows the state's Department of Health Services to use all the resources necessary to respond to and contain the outbreak. It also authorizes state money to support local health departments with costs related to isolation and quarantine, as well as using the Wisconsin National Guard.
In Minnesota, Governor Tim Walz is proposing to tweak the state's budget to be better prepared to respond to a potential outbreak. Walz is proposing to bank $1.2 billion of Minnesota's projected $1.5 billion surplus. He says that's due to uncertainties over how the virus will affect the economy. The Democratic governor's supplemental budget would add $256 million in new spending on programs to the budget the legislature approved last year. Walz says his proposal ensures Minnesota will be in a strong fiscal position while also providing enough flexibility to respond to the pandemic.
Colleges and universities around the state are extending spring break and shifting to online learning.
That includes UMD, where professors are now scrambling to come up with new lesson plans by the time classes pick back up on Wednesday. CBS 3's Emma Quinn explains.
Empty hallways and classrooms. UMD's campus will have a different look after spring break as professors have to move their offices to the kitchen table and classes online due to the coronavirus.
This is going to be a big switch for how many of us teach.
Do everything we can to provide a positive learning experience for our students. And we do have concerns that the level of instruction is going to suffer.
University of Minnesota system announced Wednesday campuses will operate remotely for the time being when classes resume next Wednesday, leaving professors scrambling to figure out how to restructure their classes. Scott Latterman, the union president for UMD's Education Association and a history professor, says it'll be a challenge.
Most choose not to teach online because there's a literature that shows that, with some exceptions, face-to-face instruction offers a better learning experience for students.
One area of concern for professors is departments that rely on hands-on learning, including labs and field studies.
Labs will be very challenging to try to figure out how do we convert that into an online format for our students.
Latterman says many UMD professors are salaried and are expected to end up working many overtime hours to convert their classes to an online format. He says they're having conversations on how those professors could be compensated.
That's going to require an incredible amount of work from faculty, and we hope that the university recognizes that and provides compensation in some way.
With plans continuously changing, there is some uncertainty in the air for professors.
It's going to require some flexibility on the staff, but also on our students. I think everybody has to understand these are extraordinary circumstances.
Now, UMD is not the only college making these adjustments. In fact, all Minnesota State colleges are extending their spring breaks until March 23rd, then moving all classes online. That includes Lake Superior College, Hibbing Community College, Fond du Lac Tribal and Community College, Mesabi Range College, and Vermilion Community College. Check out our website for specific details about each school.
Current Duluth School Superintendent Bill Gronseth has found a new job. He's been tapped to be the new leader of St. Peter Public Schools pending a contract agreement. The district school board unanimously approved Gronseth. If he agrees to a contract, he'll start his new job on July 1st. The student body in the St. Peter School District is about a fourth of the size of Duluth. After 7 years on the job, Gronseth announced last year he would not return after his current contract expired. Meanwhile, the Duluth School District has narrowed down the field for his replacement to 6 candidates. The board is expected to narrow the field even further to 2 or 3 beginning towards the end of the month.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, how the coronavirus is impacting people looking to travel for better or for worse.
Record high temp for this date, 60 degrees from 2016. Tomorrow, nowhere near as warm, about half as warm, upper 20s, which is cooler than normal. A cooling trend that may last through the weekend. We'll take a look at that weekend forecast and the rest of the week beyond. We'll come back right after our break.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health licensed acupuncturist Jake Sweetie discusses how acupuncture aligns with integrative healthcare.
So acupuncture is a component of traditional East Asian medicine. That's a growing part of modern integrative healthcare that includes not just needling therapy, which acupuncture is, but also traditional herbalism and dietetics, physical manipulation similar to osteopathy, as well as body and breath-based exercises. In general, these needles are quite small. They're placed all over the body from head to toe. They cause very little pain in general. They're typically placed at depths that are quite comfortable. We stimulate different nerves throughout the body in different areas that influence physiological activity, circulatory activity, neural activity, lymphatic activity, and hormonal activity as well.
While acupuncture is most commonly associated with pain management, there are a number of conditions that can benefit from the treatment.
We also use acupuncture for women's health issues, like menopausal issues and difficult or painful periods. We use it for cancer support, like treating nausea and malaise. And we also use it for treating anxiety, depression, and stress. One of the biggest confusions patients have when they receive their referral is they expect just needles to be used, when in fact we may be doing physical manipulations on the body. We may be talking about lifestyle changes that they need to make in order to help resolve or at least manage their conditions. So what we're really trying to do is help people find balance and more ease in their lives. Anybody who's struggling with any sort of health issue, they should give us a call, schedule an appointment, and we can decide if that's something that may be helpful for them.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
It's the extreme deal of the day. Call now and get fast internet for less than $20 a month. If you ever thought about switching internet providers, the time to do it is now. For a limited time, you can get Access Internet 60 with speeds up to 60 meg and in-home Wi-Fi for only $19.99 a month for 1 year. Plus, there's no contract to sign. This is your chance to get real high-speed internet without the high price. Call 855-330-4175 today.
Get your news on the go, the CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Low pressure system today brought about 1/10 of an inch of rain to a 1/2 inch of rain to other towns. So a fairly decent soaker here as far as rain goes. A little bit of snow fell, especially north of Duluth, but it didn't add up as much as we feared last night. I was thinking that some parts of the Arrowhead could manage an inch or two if it had been more snow than rain, but it turned out to be more rain than snow. And now the low is going. High pressure filling in behind it is kicking up the winds, and that's leading to a gale warning for Lake Superior with westerly winds running up to 30 miles per hour. 10 to 20 will be the inland range, so hold on to your hats through tomorrow, because I think the winds will stay gusty at least through then and maybe calm down by Saturday. Temperature-wise, right now at the airport in Duluth, we have 31 to report. 69% is the current report on relative humidity. And there's that westerly northwesterly wind going 20 miles per hour right now up over the hill at the airport, and it's going even higher with the smooth surface down by the lake. Air pressure is coming up slowly. Now it's up to 1,007 millibars as the higher pressure indeed fills in low that is departing our region. Current temperatures, they're slowly descending, but still fairly warm for this time of night and year. Low 30s in the upper peninsula, low to even mid 30s in northwestern Wisconsin. 35 currently in Ashland, 28 to 34 degrees here in Minnesota, down to 29 right now for International Falls. Taking a look at the Doppler map right now, well, we had a little bit of light snow earlier today, and there's still a little bit of rain shower activity going on as this low pressure system departs, but it should indeed depart. And by tomorrow, I think high pressure is going to take over. That brings back the sun. Sunshine we'll have on Friday, maybe only partly sunny on Saturday, and Sunday mostly cloudy. Then come Monday, we get our next chance of snow. It's down the pike quite a ways towards Montana. That's going to be a doozy of a storm system for Montana and Wyoming, places like that. They could be getting 8 to 12 inches in the mountains, but here in our neck of the woods, it may be only just a little bit coming across. Not that much at all. It'll be all spent in the mountains. Looking at the forecast tonight, we're looking at low temps from 14 inland to 23 by the lake, clearing and cooling in Minnesota. And into Wisconsin and Michigan, we're looking at a 30% mixed chance lingering with low temps from 20 to 24. And tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, partly cloudy sky with highs from 29 to 33. Minnesota temperatures, 25 to 31, partly cloudy sky as well. So cooler, but a nice looking day. Into the extended forecast here for the rest of the week with that night vision picture coming in from the Ash River area. It looks pretty grim there right now. It looks like they're still getting some snow flurries in that neck of the woods. But again, by tomorrow morning, that should be gone. Partly cloudy sky Friday, partly sunny Saturday, mostly cloudy on Sunday. Low 30s for the high temps for the most part. Then a 50% chance for that light snow come Monday, followed by clearing next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Thanks, Dave. The coronavirus outbreak is forcing people to rethink their travel plans.
Yeah, for some that means canceling. For others, it's actually an opportunity. CBS 3's Natalie Grant explains.
Yeah, Kristen and Tony, we reached out to our CBS 3 viewers this morning, asked if they were changing their travel plans due to the coronavirus. We got a lot of responses, some trips canceled and others postponed, and even new trips booked. People are approaching their travel plans differently based on their situation. Nick and Danny Reinhardt had to cancel their honeymoon cruise due to the coronavirus worries. They'd been planning it for 2 years. And earlier this week, they were ready to set sail this weekend, but pulled the plug last minute on Tuesday. They said they were bummed, but mostly relieved that they had come to a decision about the trip. Overall, they are not necessarily afraid of the virus, but more concerned about the possibility of being quarantined.
It was just a little much for us, you know, the fear that, well, one, we could end up quarantined on this cruise ship for a few days, and then, you know, we could come back here and have to do another 14-day quarantine. I mean, we could have swung it, but it just wasn't worth it anymore.
The Reinhardt said they didn't lose any money from the trip between vouchers and refunds and are planning to replan a cruise sometime in the future. And meanwhile, one Duluth dad said the drop in flight prices was just too good to pass up. Rick Wunner booked tickets today for him and his 2 sons. They're headed down to San Diego Friday for a last-minute spring break trip for a fraction of the price. Wunner said that they're aware of the coronavirus concerns, but still excited for what he called a coronacation.
You know, we're doing everything we can, washing our hands, but life still goes on. And honestly, I think this is better to support the economy than to kind of cocoon up within reason. Just be smart and be safe. And I'm really excited for this. And it's an opportunity I might not ever have again.
Rick says his 14 and 12-year-old boys are really looking forward to the trip as well. And although this may be a good opportunity to fly cheap, local experts remind people to travel with caution, do not fly to places with large number of cases, and make sure to wash your hands.
Thanks, Natalie. Well, we're just learning Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer has announced that effective Monday, all of Michigan's public and private schools will be closed until April 6th as efforts continue to combat the spread of the coronavirus. The announcement Thursday night came as officials said 10 more cases have been reported in Michigan, raising the state's tally to 12. As some K-12 schools began announcing weeks-long closures and others began training staff to potentially move to online learning only. Officials said all the new cases are in adults. They're spread around the states. There are no confirmed cases in the UP.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, the deadline to get our ice house off the lake is looming. We'll tell you what you need to know next.
CBS 3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Right. The wait is finally over. Special spring bonus savings are back at your Northland Ford dealers. For a limited time, you can get an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash on a new built Ford Tough truck. Power through the toughest jobs with a Super Duty, or haul more than ever with an F-150. And see why F-Series have been America's best-selling trucks 43 years straight. Now with an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash, lease an F-150 for just $299 a month. Hurry into your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Water makes life possible on Earth and in our homes. Culligan conserves this resource with its high-efficiency water softener, the world's best because it uses less water, and that matters to all of us. Click or call Culligan Water and start saving today.
At Super One Foods, we go to great measures to deliver you with top quality meat every day. Try our Smithfield pork loin stuffed chops, only $1.99 per pound, and get chicken drumsticks or thighs for just 88 cents per pound. Plus, we provide the best of the best in fresh produce. Get cantaloupe or honeydew melon just 66 cents per pound and fresh Brussels sprouts for just 99 cents per pound. Through all that we do, we've got you in mind. Super One Foods, serving you lower prices and better choices.
New ownership means new inventory. Link Rec is having our Clear the Deck sale. $4 million of new and used boats, engines, and accessories must go. All discounted with savings up to $22,000. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime sale. Something for everybody, something for every budget.
The time is now for a free roof inspection from Empire Roofing. We're a local family business with outstanding customer reviews, and we see so many roofs that are damaged by high winds, snow, ice, hail. Homeowners don't even know they are eligible for a new roof from their insurance companies. How would they know? Empire Roofing will inspect your roof for free, guide you through the insurance process with honesty and integrity. Contact Empire Roofing today for a free roof inspection. EmpireRoofingMN.com or call 218-724-5584.
Get your new Polaris snowmobile at Duluth Lawn and Sports.
Duke was a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5 Duke.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on Live Local CBS 3 Duluth.
The deadline to remove Minnesota ice houses is coming up pretty quickly. It's the end of the day Monday. After the deadline, DNR officials say anglers can still use shelters during the day, but they can't be left unoccupied on ice overnight. Houses on lakes along the Canadian border can remain until March 31st. Anglers are also being asked to pick up trash and litter from the lakes. You can head to our website for more information on ice house deadlines.
Kelly's back in studio with us now. Come on over, Kelly.
I'm coming on over.
What's going on?
Man, it was a wild day in sports.
It was?
But we're, yeah, believe it or not. But we're going to talk state and section high school basketball coming up. The girls down in Minneapolis, the boys hoping to punch their ticket to state. Highlights coming up next.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's special moments.
So long, kids' table. Get 20% off plus spin for bonus savings at Schneidermans.com during the St. Patrick's Day sale at Schneiderman's Furniture.
Find the care you need in the comfort of your home with Dove Home Health Professionals, assisting you with skilled nursing, physical therapy, and occupational therapy.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about coming together. It's families, friends. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
Get ready to travel in comfort and style with your chance to win a Winnebago at Black Bear Casino Resort. Saturdays in March from 6 to 9 p.m., 3 lucky winners each hour will score up to $1,000 cash. On Grand Prize Night, March 28th, 11 players will win the cash, and one winner will drive off in their brand new 2020 Winnebago Mini Winnie. Over $100,000 in cash prizes. Earn entries starting March 1st. Visit BlackBearCasinoResort.com for more information and make the Bear your place.
Multi-course, one price, one destination. The Greater Downtown Council celebrates culinary mastery during the Spring Eat Downtown Duluth Restaurant Week, March 9th through the 14th, with lunch and dinner specials from these participating restaurants. Visit downtownduluth.com for Eat Downtown menus.
Mark your calendars, because on March 13th, Bayview School will be having our kindergarten roundup. Last names A to L come on down at 9 a.m. and M through Z at 11 a.m.
Duke is a man of few words and many songs.
Let freedom ring. Gone country. Ain't going down till the sun comes up.
It's 102.5 Duke FM.
So whose show is this anyway?
Y'all feeling all the feels? We beat the bullies. Can I be a part of your family? Yeah! Do you like chocolate?
Yeah, I mean, like, takes care of your soul.
And your butt if you want to grow?
Stop shoveling snow and watch Kelly Clarkson.
The Kelly Clarkson Show, weekdays at 3 on Live Local CBS3.
Schneiderman's helps you celebrate life's outrageous moments. More room for the king of the castle. Introducing Beauty Rest Black hybrid mattresses with pressure-relieving comfort and a 365-night comfort trial, only at Schneiderman Sleep.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
Amidst all the chaos today, the big dance down in Minneapolis continued as the Minnesota State High School girls basketball tournament went on at the Cardinals with the 2 seed facing Belgrade, Broughton, El Rosa. First half is where we'll pick it up. Cromwell down 4. Andrea Pokernick gets the ball at the top of the key, pulls up and hits it. Cardinals are within 1 to the second half. Cromwell now in front. Shaylee Hakamaki drives to the hoop, absorbs the contact and gets it to go. They now have a 10-point lead, and Cromwell is heading on to the semifinals. They take this one 64-56, the final. Here's a look at what's on tap tomorrow. Cromwell Wright take on the 3 seed Henning in the semifinals. That tip-off is scheduled for 2 p.m. Then in the late game, Duluth Marshall coming off their huge upset win against New London Spicer. They'll match up with Providence Academy in a late start as that game is scheduled for 8 p.m. Both games will take place at the Barn in Minneapolis. Was seeking revenge in the Class 7 AAA title game as they faced top-seeded Princeton. The Tigers took a previous matchup back on December 17th by 5. Another down-to-the-wire game. Second half, Hawks trying to battle back down from 7. Peter Sumas sets up Caden Kuzka. Under 4 minutes to go now. Sumas with a nice jab, step, and back 3. Hermantown forced the foul. Manny Felix converts, making it 67-64. No timeouts, so Hawks hurry. Sumas with a prayer, but it's no good. Princeton hangs on to claim the section title. In Elk River, the Duluth East Greyhounds fell short of a Class 7 4A championship, as were They were taken down by top-seeded Cambridge Isanti. They lose 81-73. Isanti would hold a 2-point lead at the break before eventually pulling away in the second half. Duluth East finishes the season with a 22-4 record. To hockey news, the National Collegiate Hockey Conference announced today that the NCHC tournament has been canceled effective immediately. The UMD men's hockey team was slated to play at least 2 games this weekend and beyond, starting tomorrow night, welcoming in Miami, Ohio, with its hopes set on making the Frozen face-off next weekend. That cancellation also applies to the NCAA men's and women's basketball tournaments. March Madness is no longer locally. That means UMD women's basketball team, effective immediately, will not get to contend in the NCAA tournament. The Bulldogs were slated to compete in the first round tomorrow afternoon against Fort Hays State at 2:30 p.m. Other things that we haven't even mentioned yet, the Minnesota Wild are done for the time being. The NHL has suspended its season, as are the Minnesota United soccer team, for at least 30 days, as the MLS has made that suspension. And the Twins' opening day has been pushed back as the MLB has decided to delay things, as well as the NBA, which suspended their season last night. And there is some NFL news with the new league year set to begin on March 18th. The Packers parted ways with starting tight end Jimmy Graham. The 33-year-old has played in all 16 games the past 4 seasons. He started 10 games last season for Green Bay and caught 38 balls for 447 yards and 3 touchdowns. Graham's a 10-year veteran and signed a 3-year contract with the Packers back in 2018. Mercedes Lewis, Jay Sternberger, and Robert Tonyan remain as the only tight ends on the Packers' current roster. That is going to do it for a crazy day in sports. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health, St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the U.S. Ask your doctor how to keep your heart healthy.
The wait is finally over. Special spring bonus savings are back at your Northland Ford dealers. For a limited time, you can get an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash on a new built Ford Tough truck. Power through the toughest jobs with a Super Duty, or haul more than ever with an F-150. And see why F-Series have been America's best-selling trucks 43 years straight. Now with an extra $1,000 in spring bonus cash, lease an F-150 for just $299 a month. Hurry into your local Northland Ford dealer today.
Oak Lake RV wants to invite you to our open house. Browse our entire inventory from our indoor showroom to our clear lot on March 18th to the 21st. Now is the time to buy. Non-current year models must go with our open house pricing. Visit oaklakerv.com for more details. Oak Lake RV in Moose Lake, family owned and operated since 1930.
So with Dish, you get the Hopper, TV's most powerful DVR. It holds up to 2,000 hours. It holds all your favorite shows.
Fold in the raspberry cream mixture. Give it a jolly good turn or two.
Oh, this is the one where she makes the decorative fondant out of meringue.
What it does not hold?
Perfect.
Really, Clint?
It holds no judgment.
Love fondant.
Beautiful.
Whatever your passion, record up to 2,000 hours of it with Dish. Tuned in to you.
Your work is your name. You live by it. At Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment, we take our name, our work, just as seriously. John Deere excavators, skid steers, and loaders have the compact agility and big-time ability you need to finish the job. Comfortable, affordable, and backed by a 2-year, 2,000-hour full machine warranty. Standard. In-person service calls and parts delivery keep you work ready. Our techs are highly trained and incredibly knowledgeable. Northland Lawn Sport and Equipment. We make sure the work lives up to your name.
Don't waste your time and money at the chain store. They got the best auto parts, brake parts, suspension parts, and dealer parts too. The website's so easy to use. The lowest prices and fast delivery too. All the parts your car will ever need. All the savvy folks are buying parts at rockauto.com. All the parts your car will ever need. rockauto.com.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Our buy one, get one for a buck suit and sport coat sale is now in progress. Hundreds of options. Mainstream, downtown Duluth.
All right, you can now reward your good dog, all in the name of a good cause. The Douglas County Buildings and Grounds Department has installed vending machines in the courthouse. They hold more than just human treats, though. They hold dog treats, too. All the money raised goes to the Douglas County Humane Society. Those pups look pretty excited about that.
Yeah, they sure do. All right, Dave. It's pretty cool out there tonight, it seemed like.
Cool outside in the Northland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our week ahead, this is how it's shaping up here. It looks like on Friday we're getting a partly cloudy sky and cooler than normal temperatures, 28 versus 33 the norm. Then for Saturday we get a little closer to normal, 30 with a partly sunny sky. Then temperatures go up along with the clouds on Sunday, which leads us to a 50% chance for light snow on Monday. In turn, that goes away by Tuesday.
All right, and hey, it's Friday Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always good news there. All right, thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.